individuals to iconize, everything
Yeah.
then rather than a group or
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because a couple of years ago I did a piece, maybe it was a year and a half ago for Art News, and they wanted me to take a look at how women were doing in the art world for their feminist issue. And I was quite amazed to see how many more galleries and museums were showing many more women. And the show that year that won the best show of the year at a museum was the Louise Bourgeois retrospective at the Guggenheim. So it's definitely improving noticeably, but there's still no equity. Anybody else? Last chance? Okay.
I'm just wondering, because her portraits are just so piercing and everything, did she have some people who reacted like, oh my God, were they
yeah.
how they portrayed?
She couldn't sell a single portrait during her lifetime practically. Many of her portraits remain unsold despite the fact that they go at auction for $1.65 million, which I think is her highest price at auction. There's a famous story where she painted a Standard Oil heiress nude, and then the heiress came back and said, I don't want to be nude, so she painted red panties on her, and then she took it back, and the heiress said, well, my circle thinks this is too boring now. So then Alice just kept the painting and took the panties off and gave her a still life or something. And about in the 60s, the painting resurfaced. It had been she donated it. I can't remember to the charity now, and it was on the cover of the magazine. And Pat Ledoux, the Standard Oil heiress, threw up a huge fight and said she was going to sue her. She said, my mother could see this. It could end up at a gynecologist convention, and she was really outraged. But that's totally typical. I mean, Neel had this long-term boyfriend that desperately tried to get her commissions, and Neel would always almost screw them up deliberately. And people never wanted her portraits because they were always unflattering. Even one of her most wonderful portraits of the Gruen family, which the Gruens themselves adore, they felt that A, they couldn't afford it, and B, it was too forceful to put on the walls of their home. So it was always a problem. It's one of the reasons that she, didn't become famous earlier. And she remained a hard sell even when she finally got a professional gallery in the 1960s to represent her. Anybody else? Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you all for coming tonight. Phoebe's going to stick around and sign books, so come on up and meet her. Thank you very much.
No, you're welcome.